Good old YouTube on my laptop. So slow, useless. Don't have enough subscribers. Can't go live on my phone. So we're stuck in the dark ages. I apologize, but this is an incredibly important topic. Now, just quickly, I do these topics across 3 mediums every day or so. So I'm on Facebook and I'm on Instagram with these. The reason I do it 3 times differently and I don't just rehash the same video is because what I've found as a coach is every time I do this, I go a little bit deeper and I tap more into my experience. The reality of these topics is they're about life and they should be spoken about by people who've lived them. Yeah, not necessarily by people who've just written books and stuff like that. So that's why I push myself a little bit further and talk about this the way I do. So children do as we do and not as we tell them. Why is that important? I think as parents, we've gotten a little bit lost on our awareness of our presence and how that affects our children. We're so busy looking outwardly at the world that we've forgotten to realize that a lot of the behaviors, a lot of the, I'm going to say, labels or issues, behaviors that we see in them are caused by something outside of us. And I'm going to say us because as parents, in my humble personal experience, 9 times out of 10, if there is an issue or a label or a behavior with your child, it stems from you. Now, when I say you, as parents, okay, now quickly I need to say, don't get angry with that. This is not to blame you or shame you. I am exactly the same, and there's not a parent alive who isn't the same. What it is to take responsibility and to become aware. To become aware is to stop lying to yourself, is to be aware of your own junk. That's all this is about. So this isn't about saying that you've done the wrong thing. This is about saying, wake up to the fact that you are incredibly powerful. And children do as we do, not as we say, refers specifically to the idea that as a species, we have become incredible actors. Okay, we've been bombarded by media for so long now, generationally, that we are incredibly good at painting a pretty picture when there's crap going on underneath us. You know, the duck on water scenario. We all look like ducks on water. Well, most people, where we've all got it together. People have got their 2.4 kids. They've got a business. They've got a job. They've got a boat. They've got all these things. And that is what we measure a person's value or worth at. So we go, well, he's got a good life. But what we've failed to see is that with these coping mechanisms that we've focused so much time and energy on, underneath, there is a ton more anxiety and depression that we're prepared to admit. We're doping ourselves up with prescription meds to deal with it, or we're hiding even further. We go to more gym, we spend more time at work, we do all these things to numb it. We drink more, we do more drugs, we watch more TV, spend more time buried in Netflix, we spend more time playing games. So we do all these things instead of looking in a mirror and actually going, my kid's been labeled with that because I'm incredibly anxious. But that's going on the inside. So you think that because you portray this incredibly composed outward figure, and this is me speaking honestly, I used to do this myself and still do it, that I have no fears, I've got no doubts, I've got no worries, I've got no anxieties, I don't have moments of depression. By doing that, my kids have a built-in BS detector. And every kid on the planet does, because they don't have a developed mind yet. They work in the world of feelings. Now, when you work in the world of feelings as a young child, you are tapped into what's going on an inner level with everyone around you. That's why their intuition is better. That's why their ability to see what's going on inside you is better. So listen to me when I tell you, if you think that pretending and acting your way past anxiety or depression or poor relationships with your parents or poor relationships just in general, or suppressed anger if you're a man, suppressed sadness, suppressed grief, if you think that you're going to hide that from your kids, you're wrong. Now, your response to me is going to be, but my kids do exactly as I tell them. Yeah, wait till they hit 5, 6, 7, and then 11, 12, 13. And then we get that what we call the rebellious streak, and everyone just accepts that that's normal behavior. No, that rebellious streak is triggered by them calling out the hypocrite in you because you've been telling them to do something that underneath they know you're not doing. That's what that comes from. And the more they trigger you, the more this is like the universe or nature's way of saying, have a look at yourself. Now, you don't see yourself because you don't want to face that inner person that they're talking to. You look on the outward side and you say, well, I don't behave like that. But on the inside, that is what you're thinking. It is what you're scared of. It is what you doubt. The amount of men I see say to their sons, don't be scared, son. when that man, I can see quite clearly, has spent his entire life in fear, is a perfect example. And women and daughters, I won't touch on that being a father, but there's the same sort of comments. What we fail to be able to do, and where we really fail as a species now, and this is not a doom and gloom, this is a really simple fix, is just to be honest. I am scared, I am sad, I am anger, very simple sentence. And then exploring and working with someone or asking questions of someone who might be able to lead you to why. Chances are it goes back to mum and dad. Purely because just through childhood conditioning, we all pick up what was taught before us. So your mum and dad, same with their mum and dad before them, and same with their mum and dad before them. We're not demonizing anyone here. What we're realizing is that we can produce or create this beautiful moment of awareness where we just own the truth in us. Stand in front of a mirror and say, you know what? Yeah, I'm worried to death every single day about this particular thing. That is anxiety. So when my child starts to display anxiety, why? Not because of anything the world outside is doing, but because of you. And you could turn around now and let's use COVID as an example. Well, COVID is causing massive levels of anxiety in kids. That's because it's causing massive levels of anxiety in adults. Children are doing as we do on the inside. So until we start to own those places, until we start to own that ultimate responsibility as a parent to be that example on the inside as well as on the outside, we're going to continue to see kids with labels. We're going to continue to see kids struggle a little bit more. And we don't have to. This is such a simple fix. This is so easy. We're surrounded by more knowledge than we've ever had access to in our entire history. All we've got to do is go into a search engine and type 2 or 3 words, and we have multitudes of information at our fingertips. So this isn't about it being hard. It's about us being lazy and lacking courage. So find your 60 seconds of courage. Find that 60 seconds of courage. Within it, find your honesty. Strip away the denial. Ask some questions. Use the comments here. You got my business, Catalyst Coaching. I don't charge to answer questions. I don't do this solely for money. I do this because I want to see better families. If I see better families, then I'll see better communities. We see better communities, we see better cities, and it goes on and on. That starts with us individually. No one person's going to fix the mess that we seem to have found ourselves in. But individually, each one of us can make a small change that can ripple outwards. Thanks for listening.